Fields of Mysteria is an early access game that takes a lot of inspiration from Harvest Moon and Rune Factory. It's one of these games that's been released in like the last decade that looks back at those two games and tries to take the things that were really good about them and improve upon them, as well as keeping sort of a retro style. The story here is a little bit more involved than some of the other games, like Stardew Valley or Harvest Moon, for example. In this one, you play as an adventurer who has been brought to Mysteria, and you are going to build a farm because apparently, like many of these games, the entire town's economy is relying on you to pretty much do everything. It's actually kind of fun. There's some reasons why you're there. You're responding to a notice that was sent by the nobility because there was an earthquake, it destroyed the bridge, and it's kind of caused the town to lose a lot of its renown. And your job is to build a farm, complete quests, and also explore the mines in order to build up the renown of this town. It's kind of fun. There are a lot more quests in this than some of the other games, and they're more important to the plot than something like Stardew Valley was. In this one, you've got the quest to go meet all the villagers. That's the first one that you have. But then you have quests to go to the tutorials for, crafting, blacksmithing, and even getting into the mines. That's pretty cool. These become unlocked as you up the rank of the town, which is kind of an interesting way of doing things. There are a few more gameplay mechanics that were added into just the basic formula, and I'll get into those next. If you have played Harvest Moon, Rune Factory, or Stardew Valley, or really any of the other games that take inspiration from this, farming, relaxing simulation that has just sort of become its own genre that I'm not really sure how to define, then you have a pretty good idea of what you're supposed to be doing. If not, you'll find a pretty enjoyable game that's fairly relaxing. You're completing simple quests, you're growing crops, you can raise animals, you can wander around and forage for different things like flowers and also berries. You can get your own fruit trees to grow. One thing that was pretty interesting, I'm not entirely sure how I feel about it just yet, but you can go and capture bugs. All of the things that you collect, they can be turned into the museum, and that will sort of increase the town's rank, and you get rewards for doing that. That's pretty cool. There's not really too much else at this moment. The crafting system is fine. The combat system is okay, I guess. I do have only one real issue with it, and that's, the little combo that your guy unleashes when you attack. I'm not really a fan of that. I'm more of just a, press the button, swing the sword once. That's something that I like. I found he kind of unleashes this little combo that made it a little difficult for me to line up attacks. It's not that big of a deal, but it is something that I'll have to get used to as I keep playing it. In Fields of Mysteria, you have to complete little quests in order to get your basic tools. So you don't have everything right away. You have your hoe and your watering can, but then you go on quests to get the axe, to get the pick, to get the little bug net that you need, and also to get your fishing pole. That's interesting, I suppose. I do like the idea of going on these little quests because it gets you to move around and actually meet the different villagers, find out all the locations of things. So that's kind of interesting. Oh, when you're building your field, you get a shovel, and that's not what you use to make the little spots to actually plant your garden and whatnot. But you can dig up the grass and make your field as large or as small as you want. So that's kind of fun. There's also this little system in here where you get more essence as you do like sort of your menial tasks like farming and gathering wood, gathering stone, that sort of thing. And then you can turn those into this dragon statue, and that can give you other upgrades. So there's a lot going on in the game, and it's pretty cool to see how it all works together. The gameplay is pretty great. I think it's probably not as good as Stardew Valley, but that's just because I'm more used to that game than I am this one. The more I play this, the more it kind of grows on me. This game kind of looks like candy to me, especially in the spring. It just looks really bright and sort of happy. It looks closer to what I think I remember a Super Nintendo game looking like, or maybe closer to what I think a Sega Genesis game looks like. It isn't that, but at least that's sort of where my mind went when I was playing this. I had to go back and look at the first Harvest Moon just to kind of get a frame of reference for it. This game looks more cartoonish and kind of more just bright and happy at this point. I've only played through the spring, so I haven't gotten into like the other seasons yet, but those will probably look pretty good as I keep going. But yeah, everything in this game just looks like it's made out of candy to me right now. I don't know why I'm thinking that. Maybe it's because I really want a piece of candy at the moment when I was writing this and when I'm recording it. Yeah, it just looks like a very sweet and cozy game where everybody seems really nice. There's one character that just seems like he's trying way too hard to be cool, and that's kind of fun. And yeah, everybody just seems really happy in this game. It's nice to get to know all the different characters in it, because there are quite a few, and it's just pretty awesome. I really love the way it looks. So far, I've had a lot of fun with Fields of Mysteria. It has added a few little things to the genre that I really enjoy, or at least things that I don't remember seeing in some of the other games. At this point, I've really only played, Harvest Moon, Rune Factory, and Stardew Valley. So there are a few more games in the genre that I want to check out, and I'll do videos on them. Some of them need full reviews because they have a full release. A few are still in early access, like Fields of Mysteria. So it'll be interesting to see where this game goes, as just the developers keep working on it, and I guess eventually get to a full release. The graphics are what I really love about this game. Like I said a few times, and probably too many times, it just feels like I'm looking at candy while I'm playing this, and it's just a lot of fun. So that's going to wrap things up. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will talk to you all later. Bye.